What's up, y'all? It's Michael, and I'm here with my NBA mock draft. I know this is like the latest possible time to do it because the draft is literally in, well, I guess it would be tomorrow in 5 minutes. So, yeah, it's literally tomorrow. But I had to put a mock draft out, and yeah, there's been some big trades since my last video, obviously, because Caruso got traded to my favorite team for Josh Giddey. I like that trade for both teams. And then today, Mikal Bridges got traded for a lot of picks to the Nets. Bogdanovich also went to the Nets, but that's his salary filler. And then the Rockets, for some reason, are now going for KD and gave up the Nets picks in the next 2 years back to the Nets for the Nets gave him 2 or 3 Suns picks. It's I don't get what the Rockets are doing. The Nets are looking nice in the Knicks with Mikal, and if they can keep OG, at least OG, and hopefully Hartenstein somehow stays there. No, maybe they trade Mitch Robinson or Julius Randle. That team's going to be scary to watch. Or scary to play next year. Anyways, we're just going to leap into this mock draft. I'm going to get through it. I'm doing a whole 60 pick. Not 6. I guess it's 58 picks. 58 pick mock draft. And yeah, this draft class is not weak. I'll add that before I get into this and stop yapping and just draft. But this draft class is not weak. I actually really think it's strong, filled with a lot of players that are going to be good players that contribute in this league. Anyways, the Hawks at 1. I've been mocking this for the last couple weeks. It's not who you're going to probably think if you've been paying attention to the draft like that. I'm going to take Zachary Richese. I really like him as this fit for an off-ball wing around Jalen Johnson and Trae Young. I think they're going to move on from DeJounte. Maybe some other guys, but those are the two pieces I think they'll build around and keep. So adding Richese to that, I just think his off-ball is going to really benefit Trae, and he'll be able to develop. At 2, the Wizards getting Sarr. I think this is perfect for him. I think this is kind of what him and his agency wants to be the face of a team, and the Wizards are desperate need of that, and Sarr probably has the most potential in this class, being a 7-footer who can do the things he can, so... And with the weakness the Wizards have at center, I think it works perfectly. I'm going to take Reed Shepherd here to the Rockets at 3. This is if they don't trade this pick. Now, I don't know how to make a mock. Well, I shouldn't say it like that. I don't know what to mock for that trade, so I'm just going to take Reed Shepherd, who I think fits perfectly into Houston, giving them a shooter who can get some steals. And, yeah, he has underrated creation ability, I guess, I would say. That's the proper way to say it. He's a very underrated playmaker, yeah. Anyways, the Spurs at 4, I'm going to take Stephon Castle. This is one of my favorite players in this draft class, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he somehow becomes the best in this class. He's very good guard. He's willing to fit into a team system, so he's unselfish, and yeah. The Pistons at 5, I'm going to take Matas Buzelis. I think this works for the Pistons pretty well, getting him at 5 when he was projected higher last year, so it kind of is still they were got a top 3 pick. And I think his shot will be falling well, even starting next year, because he just didn't have a good shooting year this year. So Pistons need shooting. Getting a big shooter like that who can do a lot of other things, that'd be good for them. The Hornets at 6. I think I'm gonna have them trade this pick to Memphis. What's a pretty obvious why, if you know. I'll explain why. I'm gonna say the Hornets also get a couple picks, firsts, maybe some seconds. Around, I'm not going to necessarily say which ones, but they'll get first and seconds, 2 or 3 probably. And then I'm going to say Brandon Clark goes to the Hornets too. And then the Grizzlies at 6 will take Donovan Clingan, the big from UConn. That's a perfect fit there for them. Him and Jaren Jackson in the front court would be very scary defensively, and the Grizzlies would definitely be a scary team next year after a down year this year with a lot of injuries and stuff. The Blazers at 7. I think this is the draft where they need to establish their direction. They already have some guards of the future in Scoot Henderson, Shaedon Sharpe. Anthony Simons is obviously one of those guys, but I think he could get traded pretty soon. So I'm not going to worry about him. So maybe I'll take a guard later in the draft, at 14, but not with this pick. At this pick, I think I'm going to give them... I think they take Ron Holland. Dalton Connect would be a good fit too because of shooting, but I think Ron Holland's going to be the pick here. He has a lot of potential, and he's a two-way. He has potential to be a very good two-way basketball player, and I think he'd fit very well. And he might already have a relationship with Scoot, being both G League players. They didn't play together at G League, but they might have a relationship off the court. 8 to the Spurs. I'm going to take Tijan Saloon. This is like one of the names I can't pronounce in this draft. He's like a project player, but he has a lot of tools that look like he's going to be a good basketball player. I like his jump shot, like the way it looks, and he has shown good defensive instinct too, so he has potential to be a pretty good two-way player. And the Spurs are good at developing, so it's a good landing spot for him. The Hornets, I think I'm going to take Cody Williams here. I really hope he goes and lands to us at 12. Us, I mean OKC, but I don't think he does. And I like his fit in Charlotte. I think he fit well as an off-ball player alongside Brandon Miller and LaMelo and whatever else they get in the future. They have a couple good young centers too, but who knows? They're not solids in the team like LaMelo and Miller are. 10 to the Jazz. I think I'm going to go Nikola Topic. This guy would be a top 3 pick if he didn't have injury problems. It's not necessarily like he has, let's be real. He has had some injury issues, so that's probably what's going to make him fall in this draft. In fact, he's hurt right now. I believe he tore something in his knee during the draft process. Pick 11. Pick 11 to the Bulls. And they now have Josh Giddey, and I'm going to say Kobe White has to be getting built around there. Io still, they have a lot of guards, so I don't see them going with a guard here. I'd be very shocked. But I think they might trade this pick. I think they might trade down with the Pelicans. Maybe, yeah, you know what? They're going to trade down with the Pelicans, and they're going to get Ingram with pick 21, and going the other way, I'm going to say Vucevic and someone else will go the other way. Maybe Lonzo just to make the cap work. I'm going to say Vooch and Lonzo maybe. That's a weird one. I've never even thought of that trade until now. This is an on-the-fly idea. I'm not saying it's going to be exactly that, but that's what I'm thinking right now. I doubt it will be that, but who knows. But yes, this is how this trade will happen, and Rob Dillingham will be pick 11, so the Pelicans get a guard that desperately need. The Thunder at 12. I think this guy plugs in perfectly for us. I've been saying it for a while. DeRon Holmes. It's kind of it's a reach. Let's be real. To most people, it's going to be a reach. They're going to be like, "What is this pick?" But he fits very well into our system. Can guard 3 through 5. Can play 4 and 5. Can shoot. Can pass. Can rebound. He just fits. He's going to be a perfect backup big for OKC. And we have a certain style of player we want, and he fits that style. The Kings at 13, Dalton Connect would be perfect for them. An off-ball shooter who can play on the ball too. Like, he'd be perfect for them. And I think they're going to get Cam Johnson from the Nets, personally. I think they're going to trade Harrison Barnes and some picks and get Cam Johnson. So, Connect, Cam Johnson, Keegan Murray, obviously, then Sabonis and Fox. I forgot Keegan Murray for a second. And Malik Monk, too. Like, that'd be a very good team. The Blazers at 14. I'm going to take Zach Edey. I've heard this is a thing. This is something that I've started to hear more and more is their interest in Edey. And honestly, even as a bench big, like Edey would be a very good player to have on your team as a bench big or whatever you think he could be. So I like that fit there. Him behind Ayton, that'd be a good matchup. Heat at 15. There's 3 guys I'm looking at here, and they're all guards, point guards to be specific. Devin Carter, Jared McCain, and Bub Carrington. Carlton Carrington is kind of a tongue twister, so I'm just going to call him Bub, and I can see why they call him Bub. But I think I'm going to go with Jared McCain here. I like the off-ball and shooting fit more than the others, so I'm going to go with McCain. And he can play defense. The Sixers at 16. I think they should be going to shooting wing, and that's why I think they will go, personally. But there are centers here, and with Embiid's injured, do they, what? Could they trade down? You know what? Yeah, I heard these guys are trying to trade up, so why not? The Sixers they have cap, so might as well get some cheap players and then use that to get a max player and get some other good player. So I'm going to do it like that. 29 and 32 to the Sixers, maybe some future seconds, because I know the Jazz have picks, or maybe a future protected first, and the Jazz move up to 16 here. And I'm going to say the Jazz at 16 select Johnny Furphy. off-ball shooter from Kansas, and that's one of the guys who I really think will benefit from being in this draft class because he has a lot of potential, but I just feel like he would have went back to college if this draft didn't have the narrative it did around it. So at 17 here, the Lakers, I am going to go... I think, they drafted a guard last year. I think they have to go Devin Carter here. This guy's he's a win now player. Like as a rookie, he's gonna plug in. He can come and play as a starter for them, in my eyes. Like he's a hustle. He plays He plays in a team way. Can rebound very well for a guard. His dad was an NBA player, Anthony Carter. Like I feel like he's gonna be a very good, play now player. I guess is the word I'm looking for. I think or NBA ready. I guess duh. That's probably what I'm trying to say. Just blabbering at this point. Anyways, 18 to the Magic. They're in an interesting spot because they do have young guards and young wings. Center's kind of the iffy spot, but I don't know if they go for a center here. You know what? I think they go for a bigger player. Philip Kowski. He played with Paulo last year in college. He brings a different dynamic for them at the center. He can pass a bit. He can shoot. He can hopefully his defense. I mean, he got better this year at college, but college is not the NBA. So hopefully his defense will be there in a couple years. So yeah, I think that's who they go there. The Raptors at 19. Bub Carrington would be a perfect pick for him. There's no way he's 6'3". He has to be closer to 6'5", or at least his arms have to be he has to have a big wingspan. He's bigger than that. It feels like, and I feel like he'd be a very good player for the Raptors. The Cavs at 20. I think I'm gonna go with a wing who can shoot, because that's what I think they're gonna do. That's what I should mention. That's what I think. Like when I say I think that, I'm saying what I think the team's gonna do, because I'm mocking what the team's not gonna. I'm mocking what I think the team is going to do, and not what I think they should do. Just can't speak. Trying to speak too fast, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, the Cavs at 20. I think they should add... I think they will add a wing shooter. There's a lot of those right now in this draft, though, at this point. I think Tyler Smith, a bigger wing, can rebound the ball for them. I think he'd be a good player for them. The Bulls at 21. And they got Ingram. I have them getting Ingram at least. I think Kel'el Ware would be good, especially if they trade Vucevic in that Ingram mock that I made up on the spot. That probably is not going to happen, but let's say it does. So yeah, no, I think that would be a good pick for him. Fills in. He can shoot at the center. They need spacing, so... the Suns at 22. I think... who do they go here? This is hard. I was going to say I think they go Ryan Dunn, but I don't know necessarily. You know what? I think they go Yves Missi from Baylor. Need some energy. He's a center, and Nurk can always be the starting center there, and I don't even like him as the starting center there now, especially defensively. So you know what? They go Missi here. But don't be surprised if they go for a guy like De Silva or Ryan Dunn or something. For the Bucks, I'm going to go for Jacoby Walter. That would be a steal. If he falls to 23 at the Bucks, that's a perfect fit for him. Especially if that shooting translates what I think it should and will. Ryan Dunn I'm going to have going to the Knicks. That'd be another scary defensive wing for them. Along with now Mikal and OG if he stays. That'd be scary. And I'm going to say they go... I'm going to say Tyler Kolek from Marquette. He tries a lot. He gives effort, and I like the fit. He can play. He's a very, very good playmaker. He's a smart basketball player, and the Knicks could use another smart guard. They have McBride, obviously already off the bench, and Brunson starting, but a third one wouldn't hurt. The Wizards at 26, they already have Sarr. I think they have to go Isaiah Collier here. The potential, and because he was a top 5 recruit coming out and didn't have the greatest year as a freshman. He wasn't even that bad, but he's just falling in the process just because I don't know why. There's just guys that people like more over him, and I clearly do too. He's a good player, though, so he could end up being a very good steal. 27 to the Wolves. I'm going to go off the board here. I'm going to go Jamal Sheed. A lot of people think he's going to be a late second rounder, but I really like his defensive ability as a guard. He's one of the best defensive players in this class. Ryan Dunn and him are very scary defensively. And just, I think he could learn under Mike Conley. And if he gets that shot together, man, Sheed's going to be a very good basketball player in the NBA. And that's for like at least a decade. The Nuggets at 28. I think they go Baylor Shireman, an off-ball shooter at the guard position. The Sixers here with their first. Tristan Da Silva to them at 29 would be great. I was tempted to take him at 16 to them, so him being here at 29 is perfect for them. The 30th pick for Boston, the champions. Kevin McCullough. Experienced college basketball player, can do a bit of everything at the small forward position. I think that's a good pick for them. For the Raptors, Keyshawn George, tall guard project player who can shoot. So, yeah, no, he can shoot. That'd be a good pickup for them. The Sixers at 32, Terrence Shannon Jr. If they could get Terrence Shannon Jr. and Tristan Da Silva if they actually make this trade down, that'd be such a win. And for them to have their own like seconds later on, that'd be such a win for them. The Bucks at 33. I think they look for another. Do they? Is there a shooting big left? Let's see. Not really. You know, I think they go for a guy that went to school in the state, Osare Ighodaro. He's an underrated passer at the big spot, and he's a good defender. You can never have enough good defenders, so why not? 34 to the Blazers. I'm going to have them trade this pick. We'll have them trade it to a team that has picks. You know, we'll have the Nets trade into this draft, make some moves. They'll trade a couple future seconds to get into this draft. And they'll take this guy from France, Pacome Dadi, I believe his name is. He has potential. I've liked watching him. He's athletic. And he's not just athletic. He has potential to be a good player. And if he stays in Europe for a year or two, I think that'd be the best for him. Probably just a year he'll need, but maybe he can even come over right away because the Nets are going to be rebuilding, it's clear. The Spurs here at 35. I think Justin Edwards would be a good pick for him. Former 5-star player. Still has potential, so why not? 36 to the Pacers. I think Jalen Tyson. I think he's a dog. He can shoot. I like him on the Pacers. I think they could use a guy like him. The Wolves at 37. I already had Sheed going there. I'm going to go Bobby Klintman. He was going to go in the draft last year. He withdrew at the last minute, went to the NBL, played pretty good. His shot looked better, so he didn't really improve his stock, though, and clearly, because he was projected to go a little bit higher, I think, from where I have him here last year. But still getting into the NBA at the end of the day. And draft position doesn't matter that much. It only matters for your rookie contract, not your next contract. The Knicks at 38. I think they take Jonathan Mogbo. A little bit of an undersized player at the big position. He's like a 4 or 5, but he can do a lot, and he's a very good versatile defender. So, at 39, I think the Grizzlies go Cameron Christie, shooter, and brother of Max Christie. At 40, the Blazers, I think they take Harrison Ingram. That'd be a good value player. He can shoot, he can rebound. That'd be a good player if the Sixers could get him too, but they can't get everybody. I'm going to take Adam Bonner, a backup big for the Sixers, energy guy from UCLA. The Hornets at 42. I like Keyshawn Johnson for them. He's shooter, energy guy from Arizona. Good teammate too, from what I've heard about him. The Heat at 43. I think the Heat at 43. I think they go Reese Beekman. They're going to reach on him. He's a defensive guard. And you know what? I feel like that could be a guy that could develop in the Heat and end up being a steal for them. 44 to the Rockets. I'll take A.J. Johnson. He has talent. The Kings at 45. I'll take Dylan Jones. I feel like this could be a steal for them. The win now pick. The Clippers. Lots of people are going to forget when they see this draft hat on draft day 2 that the Clippers logo has changed so much. For the Clippers, though, I think I'm going to give him a shooter. Cam Spencer from UConn. See his name called. Might be a surprise for him even when he does, but he's not a bad player. It's just might not get drafted. Trey Alexander at 47 I like for the Magic. They need another guard and not necessarily taking him in the second round. I mean, not necessarily going to take one in the first round, geez. The Spurs at 48, I think they get a guy who they'll stash here, maybe. Nikola Jurisic, I think, is a guy that they would take. This pick's forfeited. Okay, so the Sixers only got 3 picks. Forfeited, we'll just take Caravan because I know he went back to school. 50, the Pacers. I think A.J. Mitchell, that'd be a good pick for him, a guard. Good in college. And at 51, another wing, so Jalen Bridges, that'd be good for them. The Wizards at 52. They got Sarin Collier. I think they could use another bigger player. Enrique Freeman's only listed at 6'7", but in shoes he's probably closer to 6'9". The Warriors, I think they take a center here, another center, because they got Trace Jackson Davis is kind of a center, so they'll go Ariel Hookporty. I definitely butchered that, but sorry. Pistons at 54. I think they want to go Bronny. You know what? I think Bronny ends up a Piston. Don't know what that means, but like people are saying that just as jokes that like LeBron's going to be a Piston. I don't think LeBron's going to go there, but maybe they trade Bronny and get some stuff. But you know what? I'm going to have him go there. Probably going to get that wrong, but might as well. Infale Dante, I believe he's still in the draft. I think he has to be because I think his college career is up. I don't think he has any eligibility left. But that'd be a nice center project for the Celtics. At 56, the Lakers. If Bronny's not here, they'll take Armel Traore. 57, the Nuggets. They'll take Juan Nunez. 58, the Grizzlies. I'll go KJ Simpson, I believe. Yeah, that's KJ. I think they call him KJ Simpson, I hope. I'm like 95% sure. And then I've been mocking this for some reason ever since I started doing the mock draft. I feel like this is who Dallas is going to take. I'll bet $10. Not actually, because you can't bet on the 60th pick, I don't think. But Melvin Ajenga or Ajenga. And yeah, this is what my mock's looking like. We got Richiche, Sarr, Shepard, Castle, Buzelis, Klingon, Holland, Saloon, Williams, Topich, Dillingham, Holmes, Connect, Edie, McCain, Furphy, Carter, Filkowski, Carrington, Smith, Ware, Misi, Walter. I just realized I had the Baylor guys going back to back. That's kind of cool. Dunn, Kolick, Collier, Sheed, Shireman, De Silva, McCullough, George, Shannon, jeez, I just lost it. I had a rhythm, I lost it anyway. Shannon Jr., Iguodaro, Didi, Edwards, Tyson, Clintman, Mogbo, Christie, Ingram, Bana, Johnson, Beckman, Johnson, Jones, Spencer, Alexander, Jurisic, Caravan's a forfeited pick, Mitchell, Bridges, Freeman, Hookporty, James, Dante, Traore, Nunez, Simpson, Store's a forfeited pick. He's at Kansas now, by the way, and at Jenga at 60. This is my mock draft. It's not going to be edited. I clearly should have said it at the start of the video. But, yeah, I just have to get it out. Hope you all have your notifications turned off for the draft tomorrow. And I hope you all have a great time. I hope your team, if they have picks, make a great selection that you'll enjoy. If they make a pick and you're wondering how good the player is, just comment it and I'll tell you what I think about the pick and the player. And If your team doesn't have a pick, hopefully they trade up. Peace.